Okay, okay, when do you think the next nikemary asks, when do you think the next generation of consoles is going to hit the market? I'm guessing 2012. Not 2011. I meant 2011. nikemary asks, how often do you change computers? About once every 7 years. nikemary asks, what's your opinion on piracy in games? I personally don't support piracy, but I can understand why people use piracy. I mean, with how easy it is, like you can just click on it and you have it, I can understand why people would do it. There's really, it's an amazing gray area when it comes to legality and stuff like that. Like you're not supposed to share it, but you can have it, and then there's also the trial period, or if you own the game, you can have the illegal stuff. I don't know how it all works, but obviously I can't go by it, and I prefer supporting the people designing it, because I'm planning on being a programmer myself, maybe someday in the future, and it would suck if my game just got pirated all to heck. So I don't personally go by it. I don't condone it, but I don't think it's the worst thing ever, if you know what I mean. But one thing I would recommend is stop commenting on my videos saying, oh my god, this game is so cool, I just pirated the heck out of it, and I live at blah-de-blah-de-blah, blah-de-blah lane. It's like, come on, people. Think a little bit harder. I mean, I don't think whatever investigation place goes by it, I don't think they even have to try. There's so many people willing to give out all that information just freely on the internet. Also, I don't know if you know this, but every time you go to almost any website, your IP, which points to your house, is logged, unless you go through some anonymous thing. So, you're not as private as you think you are. Okay, technically you can't find the exact address of your house unless you go through the police, or are the police. But if you're doing something legal, the police can do that. So, okay, moving on. SinLimitless says, have I ever played instruments before? Only very poorly. I have moderate natural ability with instruments, but I've never practiced, so I can only do like really, really basic songs with some of the more basic instruments, essentially. I have been interested in using a tracker. There's actually a thing called a tracker. Some people call it a milky tracker. Some people call it a different kind of tracker. It's a tracker. But I tried, and it sounds so generic and so pathetic that I couldn't really get into it. I'm not very good at trackers. It'd be nice to learn. I mean, I tried to look through a whole bunch of tutorials. I spent some time trying to do it, but I just couldn't do it and make it sound very good. I wanted to make my own music for Let's Plays that didn't have their own music, like some of the older games, like Morass World and stuff. Okay. Yenrara asks, if you could convert an Xbox 360 or PS3 controller into a keyboard+mouse, would you rather still play on the computer or console? Okay, why is that an or? Don't you mean van? Okay, anywho. The keyboard and mouse is a major advantage that computers have over consoles, but it's only one of the major advantages. A couple other ones is it's much more customizable on a computer. The graphics, of course, on a computer are better than any that they can be on either of the other gaming devices, unless they're poorly ported. There's a million different reasons. Yes, you have to patch it, but there's easier for mods, easier for DLC. God, there's so many different things. I can't name them all off. You don't have to hog up the television. It's slightly easier to be online, even though I don't really do online very much. Etc., etc., etc. The one thing that, of course, consoles have on PC, which means that it won't ever get rid of consoles, is the fact that you can have two different people relatively easily playing at the same monitor. Whereas on a computer, that's a lot more difficult. It's doable, but a lot more difficult. He asks, sysouvanh asks, dude, you think too much, you know that? I think more than most people, but only rarely is it too much. How often do I get headaches? I don't think I've ever gotten... Oh, I've gotten a headache like twice in my life. I've got migraines like around 15 times in my life, but I think it's an allergic reaction, and I have a way of kind of sneaking out of them. Pain pill and falling asleep, and then waking up after it's over. It doesn't help if I'm taking a test. That's only happened once, but yeah, I left a third of a final blank because I had a migraine. I could not think. Brain in a vice. Could not think. The instructor sort of dropped that grade for me because he knew I had a migraine, which was awesome. SidraWing asks, what do you think of emo? I think emo is... What do I think of emo? Of emo people? I think that they have a major identity crisis. Yeah. Snickerdoodles. Yeah, okay. Okay. That's not really a question. But Maxer2 asks, do I like his snickerdoodle? I guess this would be a sexual innuendo, but send me a couple of snickerdoodles or your snickerdoodle, and I might just nibble on it. Just a little bit. Okay. No, let's get rid of this. That's not really a question. Repressivethoughts asks, oh, and what was your dream job, house, etc.? By was, I assume you mean is. What is my dream job? Probably something in the IT field. Dream job. I mean, there's a lot of jobs I would love. I think I would love to be a lead designer. No, I know what it would be. I want to be the idea person for a major game developer. I want programmers and developers to come to me and say, I think we should implement this in our game. What do you think? And I'll be like, that's stupid, go back to the chalkboard. Or, how about that with a slight adjustment towards, generally going to be more role-playing. But it's a strategy game, more role-playing. But it's a puzzle, more role-playing. Okay, stop it. But yeah, I would love to be, because I think that would be the best job for me. I think that I would I could fix so many games out there. There are a couple nuances in games that I don't have the immediate ability to understand why they get popular, because of course we're going for popularity. But some of those nuances are the cool graphics explodey factor. Doesn't mean very much to me. But to other people it's awesome. It's like the whole reason for the game. So I need an assistant that would be able to properly appreciate the cool explodey factor. Okay, what is your dream house? I want the house. I want to be making so much money that the house that I have has I want to have like the little miniature house inside of a house that has all of my workers, my servants, and I even want them to have their own pool. That way they don't filthy up the waters of my larger heated pool. Okay. I don't know. I want a giant terrarium. I want an amusement park indoors. And I want it to be like near Vienna or something like that. Yeah, or maybe Japan. Japan would be cool. Oh, I do like the Japanese architecture style thing and the walls and the paper and well, except not the furniture. The furniture sucks. Okay, etc. I don't know what you mean by what's my dream, etc. Okay.